I tried to deal the World Series of Poker circuit stop in Vegas, in Bally's. You probably call it Horseshoe, in March. Not going to happen. Although, bit of an interesting story. Over months of me trying to get the position, didn't get on the roster. First contact I made with someone about this was December 22nd. Let me show you the proof. Okay, first correspondence was in December. So you can see on the top, very clear from the subject of the email, that I want to deal the circuit stop in March. You could read the body of the email if you want. Cut off a little bit on the right. I just wanted to make sure in this snapshot I got the date. So it was December 22nd, tried to get in early. I had heard from some of the Midwest stops that they start putting the roster together like 2-3 months in advance. So I wanted to get in early. December 22nd was pretty early for a series that starts around March 20th or so, and I attached my resume, made this nice resume. You could pause it and read it if you want. It's everything that happened at Orleans, not tons of days, but there are a lot of games that go on at Orleans. So there you go, attach this resume, and this was my first attempt, the beginning of my inquiry to deal the circuit stop in Vegas in March. So I heard nothing back after December 22nd. It just kept getting closer and closer. It's going to happen in late March. The thing was, I'll tell you this now, I heard they were not going to do auditions, which was, I actually didn't know which one I wanted. So if they're going to have auditions, I would need to get to Vegas somehow for the audition day. That might be tough because I'm nowhere near Vegas, you know, between like December and March. But if I went out of my way to go there, I would pass. I'm very confident I would pass. I passed at Orleans and didn't even do that well. Now I have a lot of experience. With no auditions, okay, I don't need to be there, that's good, but why would they hire someone they've never met? Probably bringing back all the dealers from last year's circuit and probably anyone else who dealt like any other circuit nearby, or anyone else who's dealing in Vegas that at least they could like see in person and like get the paperwork done quickly and get the uniforms too quickly. So neither option was actually that great. But they ended up going no audition. So it's like, okay, I just need to like ask and email and apply and like somehow get the position. So December 22nd, heard nothing back on that email. Decided to email again February 1st. Here's that email. Okay, some time passed and I didn't know what else to do. I just sent another email, exact same subject line, exact same body, attached my resume. The difference, sent this on February 1st. It's only at this point 6-7 weeks out when the tournament series starts. Must be something going on with hiring by this time, so I sent another email on February 1st, late at night. Didn't hear back again. Now things are getting very close. So I asked someone who works in Vegas in the poker industry. He asked someone who works at Bally's. Not that this other person's in charge of hiring, but understands what's going on. I heard 85 outside dealers were needed. So outside, not people who all year round work at Bally's. 85 outside dealers were needed, 65 had been hired. 20 spots were still open. I heard the best way was to apply through the website, so I did that. Okay, once I heard apply through the website was one of the best things I can do. I actually didn't see a a job posting for the circuit specifically, but this is what I saw. This is, I think, just like permanent part-time position dealing at Bally's, but it was all I saw. At least get my name, my information in the system. So I applied to this on February 14th. I mean, for me, it was officially like February 13th at night. Happened to be past midnight in my time zone. And this was when I knew there were still 20 roster spots available. I had emailed twice and then just filled out this application officially through the Caesars website. Nothing came from that. So I got the, instant automated message, hey, we received your application. Nothing beyond that ever happened. And like, this is imminent now. So I'm like, I don't know what else I could do. I'll email that guy one more time. Emailed him on February 14th. Here's that email. And got a reply to this one. Okay, decided to send another email to that original guy who I heard was in charge of hiring because, things were very imminent at this point. Same subject line at the top, and you can see I sent this email on February 24th and got a response not long after. However, the response was, all the roster spots are filled out. Well, yeah, on February 24th, understand that, but on December 22nd when I emailed, I know for a fact the roster wasn't filled out. On February 1st when I emailed again, the roster wasn't filled out. When I applied through the website, 10 days before this, the roster wasn't filled out. Got no communication then, but I did get a communication as soon as they hired everybody. So that was odd. It's odd that I asked so early, heard nothing. I asked pretty early again when I knew there were at least 20 spots open on February 1st, heard nothing again, and as soon as everyone is hired, then I hear back, but the answer is no. I don't know, odd communication. Seemed like kind of a arbitrary flow of communication, but didn't expect to get it really. It would have been nice. Didn't expect it because without auditions, why would they hire someone that, like, they don't even know if he exists? If you're in Vegas, I could see it. If you have dealt any WSOP circuit event anywhere before and you've been on a roster somewhere, I could see it. I haven't worked with Caesars ever, so I knew the chances were low, and also not dealing frees me up for more time with my Kansas friend and Herbs and Rye. We have a whole house Airbnb for that first March Madness weekend, 5 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think both of them head out of town Monday morning, so that's cool. More time for poker, more time for dinners. Maybe I'll cook probably a dinner dish, but for breakfast, because Herbs and Rye will probably have to get going early each morning. He plays a lot of the tournaments. I don't think Kansas is going to play any tournaments. I'm not going to be playing any tournaments, so ultimately kind of what I expected. Just really seemed odd. You know, for a while I thought, well, maybe like because I don't have a Caesars email address, these emails aren't even getting to the guy. They're just going into a spam folder. And when I wasn't hearing back in December, nor on February 1st, like, that's a possibility, and okay. Odd that I didn't hear back, then heard back as soon as everyone got hired. Very strange. I also thought I might hear back after like the first email and say, you know, we're not holding auditions, so without auditions, it's great that you have that resume, but we've never seen you deal, and you've never dealt any World Series event before in any city, so if we don't have enough people returning from last year, we're not looking to hire people like totally outside Caesars. And just heard nothing, kept hearing nothing, and then as soon as everyone was hired, heard a response, but the answer was no. So I don't know, just weird flow of communication, like I said. Although I try to maybe deal 1 day a week. I don't know if they would even want that, but Orleans comes first over the summer, but 5 days at Orleans, 1 day at the WSOP in Paris in the summer, just as a way to get on the roster, and maybe in the future more likely to get hired for the March circuit stop. Or if Planet Hollywood has poker again and they hold the Famous Series, two big ifs, try to get on that roster, because I'll be in town in March, April, and May. I think that would help, getting on some roster somewhere, and then at least they know me, they know I exist, I've had some experience, I have some a connection with Caesars. So it was a long shot, although still a little odd how the communication worked out, but just letting everyone know I will be playing that weekend, not dealing. And remember, rice is a spoon food.